You ever check your savings account and just feel safe? You see that number sitting there, not going anywhere, but what if I told you that while that number isn't going down, the actual value of your money is secretly shrinking, day by day? Yep, that's the hidden power of inflation. Today we're going to break down exactly how it works and what it really means for your savings. So, let's dive right in.
I mean, think about your bank account right now. That number on the screen, it looks pretty safe, doesn't it? It's protected, it's insured, it's not going anywhere. But here's the thing. The safety of the number and the safety of your money's actual power, well, those are two very, very different things.
Okay, let's put a real number on it. Let's say $10,000. Maybe that's your emergency fund or a down payment you're saving for or just the start of your nest egg. You've tucked it away thinking it's totally secure. But there's this invisible force, and it's working against that 10 grand, even while it's just sitting there.
And if that $10,000 is in just a regular old savings account, well, I hate to break it to you, but it's actually losing value. That feeling of safety? It's kind of an illusion, and we're about to find out exactly why.
Okay, so to really get our heads around this, we're going to walk through 5 key things. We'll start with the problem of so-called safe cash. Then we'll get into what purchasing power really is. After that, we'll calculate your real return. It's easier than it sounds. Then look at the long-term damage, and finally, rethink how we should be planning our finances.
All right, first up, the problem with safe cash. You know, it's so tempting to look at your bank balance and think, okay, that's my money, that's its value. But that number, that's only half the story. The other half, the part that really matters, is what that money can actually buy you.
And this quote really nails it. Inflation doesn't sneak in and take dollars out of your account. The number you see on your statement stays the same. No, it's much sneakier than that. It's a silent thief of value. It attacks what your money can do, chipping away at its power to buy you stuff in the real world. So, that power we keep talking about, it has a name, purchasing power. And you can think of this as the battleground where your money either wins or loses against that invisible thief we mentioned, inflation. Honestly, understanding this one concept is, well, it's everything.
So what is purchasing power? It's actually super simple. It's just the amount of stuff, goods and services that $1 can buy. It's not the dollar itself that matters, it's what it gets you. How many cups of coffee? How many gallons of gas? And when inflation goes up, prices go up, which means the purchasing power of every single dollar you have goes down.
Okay, and this brings us to a really important idea. You've got 2 different values to think about. There's the nominal value, that's just the number. It's the $10,000 you see in your account. But then there's the real value, and this is what actually matters. Think of it as the size of the shopping cart you can fill with that money. The number on the screen, the nominal value, might not change, but inflation is constantly making that shopping cart smaller.
So, if the number in our account can't be trusted, how do we figure out what's really going on? How do we measure if our money is actually growing or if it's secretly shrinking? Well, lucky for us, there's a really simple way to calculate it.
It's called your real return. And look, this is the number that truly matters. It's not that interest rate the bank advertises on their website. Your real return is what you've actually gained or lost after you account for inflation. It is the only true measure of whether your wealth is actually growing or, well, decaying. And the best part? The formula is ridiculously simple. Seriously, you just do this. 1, you start with the interest rate your savings account is giving you. 2, you subtract the current inflation rate. And 3, whatever's left, that's your real return. That's it. Let's look at an example. Okay, check out this super common scenario. Your bank is paying you, let's say, 1% interest on your savings. Awesome, right? It feels like you're making money. But if inflation is at 3%, you do the math. 1 minus 3, your real return is actually negative 2%. So even though your bank statement shows that number slowly ticking up, in reality, your money's actual buying power is dropping by 2% every single year.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Losing 2% in a year? That doesn't sound like the end of the world. But the real destructive power of inflation, that's something you only see over the long term. It's when these small, yearly losses start to pile up, they compound, and the damage becomes, frankly, staggering.
Yeah, it's kind of like a tiny, slow leak in a tire. You might not even notice it day to day, but every single year, a little more of your money's power just drains away. And over a few decades, that slow leak turns into a flat tire, creating this huge gap between the retirement savings you thought you had and what that money can actually buy you. Okay, let's look at the brutal math, because this is where it gets a little scary. Let's say you have $100,000 today.
With a pretty standard 3% inflation rate, in just 10 years, its buying power has dropped to around $74,000. After 20 years, it's down to $55,000. And after 30 years, a normal amount of time to save for retirement, that original 100 grand can only buy what about $41,000 buys today. The number in the account is the same, but its power, it's been cut by more than half.
So, what are we supposed to do with this information? It basically forces us to completely rethink what it even means to save money. The goal can't just be to put money aside anymore. The real goal has to be to outsmart that invisible thief, to make sure our money's value is actually growing, not shrinking.
And yeah, this really changes everything. First, we now know that just letting cash sit in a basic savings account is a guaranteed way to lose purchasing power over time. So second, our new goal can't just be saving, it has to be achieving a positive real return. That means we need our money to grow faster than inflation is eating it away. And third, for big, long-term goals like retirement, this isn't just a nice idea, it's absolutely essential. And that might mean looking beyond a standard savings account.
So I'll just leave you with this one thought. Your money is never really standing still. Even when it's just sitting in a bank account, its real value is always moving. It's in this constant tug-of-war between the little bit of interest you earn and the inflation that's trying to pull it back. So the most important question you have to ask yourself is, which way is your money moving? Is it moving forwards or is it moving backwards?